Good evening, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, my buddy Heather to my left, right. And our guest tonight is the lovely Deb H. from Purple Elephant. Yay. Thank you for being here, Deb. We
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you. How are you tonight, Heather?
Doing pretty good. It's gotten cold here, but I'm doing pretty good.
It has gotten a little bit chilly here. Definitely.
Yeah.
Windy and chilly right now, but that's, it's fall.
My fireplace, which is thermostat electric, has been on a couple times, so it's trying to get cold.
I wish I had a fireplace. Do you have a fireplace, Deb?
I do not.
I don't either. I miss it. I had a big one when I lived in Texas.
Yeah, I miss it too, but this is the best I can do for it. But it's a big TV stand. So the fireplace is a normal size fireplace, and it's got like 5 settings that you can have 5 different kinds of flames. And then it's a thermostat, so it'll be on and off. So I understand my daughter-in-law found it it was for sale. Like less than 10% of what a real new one costs.
Wow.
They just want to get rid of it, and everything works. And okay, we'll take it.
Fantastic. Hi, Diane G, Miss Tara G. Nice to see you here tonight. Welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about the energetic grid tonight. I don't know if we'll get around to reading cards. It's so weird not to have cards in my hand. Usually when we have,
I've got them all around me if I need them. So
yeah, they're definitely here. But it's kind of interesting. Deb and I were talking behind the scenes, and she was talking about how she had read some Dolores Cannon or listened to some Dolores Cannon and her work on the grid, and how I've been doing that my entire life.
yeah.
She had an aha moment, and I love that because I had a lot of aha moments with reading her books. And hey, Amanda Carroll, nice to see you here tonight too. So I don't know how many of you know much about Miss Deb. She hasn't been on our channel in quite a while. And maybe you could just give us a little bit of background on how you got started on your journey.
Well, my first memory of knowing something was when I was about 5 years old. I knew my dad was coming home. He was in Vietnam, and I saw a plane go over the house, and I said to my mom, and my mom had not told us that he was coming home. I said that he was on that plane, and she said, "Oh no, he's not on that plane." And she had made like matching dresses for us, and she'd gotten my brother a little suit, and we were going to go meet him at the airport. But about an hour later, hour and a half, a taxi cab drove up, and my dad got out.
I love that.
So he had been on that.
He was on that plane.
That plane, and he just so happened to have seen a cab driver who was a veteran who picked up people coming back.
I love that.
So it was. We didn't get to go meet him at the airport, but that was my first recollection of knowing something.
What did your mother have to say?
I don't remember. I think that she was a little bit taken aback by it,
Startled.
or maybe she thought that I was, just imagining it. But so as the years went by, there were times when I knew things. Um, as I got older and became an adult, then I suppressed it for a long time. I read cards when I was a teenager, and when I was a young adult, I predicted my mother's death,
Oh,
and
whoa.
it made me not want to know. It made me
Yeah.
not. So I put it
That must have
away.
been really frightening.
I put it away for a long time. And so over 30 years. And so when during the pandemic, I found YouTube and the
Us too.
community on
That's
YouTube,
us.
and Allie was doing um, a series on survival in the time of fascism and um,
Wow, way back then?
yeah.
Shit.
And so she asked for people to be on, and so I volunteered to be on, even though I didn't do anything. And that's when my guides came forward and started to
Wow, that's amazing.
to. So I started a channel, and I relearned how to read cards. It took about 6 months for me to really be able to do it, to have the confidence to sit in front of a camera and be able to read cards.
I found that extremely daunting because I
I
never I never read cards. Heather's always been quite good at reading cards, but
Yeah.
when we started the channel, I'd never read cards.
And
I just channel information.
yes,
when you remind me a lot of my older brother, when he was a kid, he would dream, but the kind of dreams that he had were forecasting dreams.
right.
And they kept coming true. And he was so upset, says, you see all these terrible things happen. You know they're going to happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
I can
And
understand
so he
that.
finally turned himself off from that. But he has worked with police when they're looking for somebody. He usually asks for something of theirs, and he goes to sleep. And when he wakes up, he can describe where they are to the point where the police know exactly where to look.
Well,
So he still does it to a certain extent. I do know that there was one time the boys in the neighborhood were, this was actually a good time for him, but they were going, they were all building these go-karts. You know how everybody built go-karts, and we lived on a
My
hill.
brothers did.
Yeah. And they were going to race them the next day. And Peter, my younger brother, all he had to do was put the wheels on. And then he went down in the next morning and could never find the wheels. Looked all over the place, didn't know whatever happened to them. And it turned out, I just found this out after my younger brother had died. George finally said something. I said, I know where they were. I always knew where they were, but I wasn't going to tell anybody. And I didn't know why they would be there, so I didn't say anything. But he had had a dream that Peter was racing down and couldn't control it and smashed into a tree and really did a bad number. So he went downstairs and stole the wheels.
That's wild.
So that he didn't have any wheels when Peter went to go put the
Making sure
wheels
Peter
in.
was okay. That's a good big
So,
brother.
yeah. So that was one time it was good. He knew also about something else that happened, and it did happen. Fortunately, it was not Peter, but Peter was with the group of boys where it happened. So there were nightmares for a long time for everybody.
Oh, well, on that note, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, it was also like with me, I did things as a kid too. And didn't you? Didn't you really? I
I
thought you
didn't.
did. You
I
just
did.
weren't aware.
If I did, I don't remember. I don't remember anything happening until my husband, who died, um,
Mhm.
woke me up, knocked on the door. Actually, rang the smoke alarm. Started talking to me through the smoke alarm originally, and that was 2017, 2016.
Yeah, but when you went to that training, you knew you had to go. He just said, yes, go. But you knew you wanted to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so you did have some, you were listening sometimes.
I always had pretty good intuition, but I was not a
There you
psychic
go.
medium like my
Yeah,
husband was. He was you could take whatever he told you to the bank.
yeah,
He was that it was pretty incredible. But I was like his muse. My gifts didn't come out till he was gone. And he was a Leo, and I liked being in the background. He liked being in the front. I liked being in the background, so I was perfectly happy. And
exactly.
he was much more of a medium than I am, and I'm fine with that too, because we couldn't go anywhere without him getting messages for, grocery store, drugstore, restaurant. He
Yeah,
always
he
had
would get
messages.
this look in his eyes and you knew he was gone.
He was on to tell somebody something.
I think that's one advantage of my having turned it off for so long, even
Mhm.
though it's hard to get it back, and I'm still getting it back. I can turn it off when I want to and not.
He never could. He could never turn it off.
Yeah.
It was just
And
always there.
and my older brother can turn it off or on now. But if he
I think it's
hadn't grown up
because it
with it,
was David didn't know that he had that gift until he was much older, and he didn't know how to work with it, and he resented it. He didn't like having it. He didn't want it. He
unless
tried to
he was a
hide it.
scientist. I'm sorry, this dog is driving me nuts. So
He was an engineer and a physicist, so he was not into what he called the woo woo. When did you first start thinking about the grid?
Um,
When
oh,
did you become familiar with that? Did you
um,
earth? Did you meditate?
I I didn't know that I was doing it, so I heard Dolores Cannon say just like a sentence about the grid, and she was talking about the volunteers, and she said, and some of them are grid workers. And when she said that, the light bulb went off. So that I heard that 5 years ago,
Mhm.
and but my work on the grid had been ongoing. I could never figure out why I was so tired when I would wake up.
because
Yes.
we work all night.
I was working all night is why, and I've
Mhm.
been doing it since I was a little kid. Um,
Wow.
and so, um, but engineering always came naturally to me. My counselors always said that I should be an engineer, and that's why, because I was working on the grid.
Isn't that
And so,
interesting?
um, it, when I was in the hospital when I became sick and I was hospitalized, while I was in the hospital, uh, my guide started to tell me that my work with the grid was nearing its end, that it was almost time for me to start talking about it, and directing people to it and reminding them that what they're already doing is connecting them to the grid.
Before you start that, I'm really fascinated to hear that. Let
Mhm.
me just anybody that doesn't know what the energetic grid is, we have an energetic grid around the planet.
Mhm.
Um, so many hundreds of miles outside the planet's atmosphere, I guess. I'm not exactly sure where exactly it is, but it also is within the planet.
Yeah.
So that our ley lines and our
We're
what do you call it?
surrounded with energy.
The energy connections are where we have portals and that sort of thing. And
Texas.
right, there's all of our um, old things like the pyramids are connected throughout the whole planet,
Yes,
all across the planet through the grids around the planet as well as within the planet. And we are a part of that grid as well. And
yes.
everything we think, do, say, that energy goes into the grid, which is
It
why it's so
does.
damned important
Yes.
for us to project unconditional love and unity consciousness at all times, because it goes directly to that grid and helps elevate Mother Earth's energy as well as ours. Did I
And
say, did
it's,
that do the basics? All
yeah,
right.
Yes.
and it's also a protective shield for the
Yes.
earth.
That is
Energy keeps other things out. So by our supplying that energy, we're just helping it be stronger.
get
Um,
stronger all the time.
and you may perceive it in different ways. So, for instance, when I see it from above the earth, and I see an actual grid around the earth.
Right.
You may perceive it on the ground. You may feel it on the ground. However you perceive it, in whatever way, whatever color,
And
what
that's the way you're supposed to perceive it, just
that's
exactly
the
how
way you're
you do.
supposed to. And you, however you connect to it, whatever way, whatever your belief system, whatever way your magic works for you,
Mm-hmm.
that is how you're supposed to connect to the grid. So whatever you are doing right now connects you to the grid right now.
Whether you know it or not. You're
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as far as when they keep talking about earthing or walking barefoot outside, that's so that you can get that energy from the grid underneath the earth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
And
yeah.
I have a couple of big trees near my apartment, and when I feel well enough, I go out and stand near the trees because those big roots connect to a ley line somewhere.
Mhm.
absolutely.
And so it's uh, the transfer of energy you get from that is just amazing. And I know Ms. Taro D, I hope she doesn't mind me saying, works on the grid here on the planet, that some of the work that she does is directly tied into grid work, making connections,
Mhm.
Yeah.
people. So however you do it is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Agree
It's
100%.
like when I moved to Denver, I couldn't understand why I could feel the earth moving because it was like a perpetual earthquake all the time, and nobody else could feel it. And then I got the message. That's the ley lines. They're waking up. You're supposed to help. So that's the reason I ended up in Denver, I think.
It's yes, and that's just um, one example of how
Mhm.
it worked in your life, Heather. And I want to say too that when we are conscious of it and we all connect together for a single purpose in love and light and for the highest good, then it's exponentially more powerful.
Absolutely.
And it
Mhm.
Just
goes,
us getting together tonight,
yeah,
talking and thinking about the grid is adding so much light and information to that grid,
yeah,
uh, it exponentially, because we're talking and thinking about it together.
And
together.
remember, whatever you send out, you get back.
Absolutely. And that's
Tenfold.
another benefit, that it always returns to you. It goes where it's needed.
Mhm.
If you, for instance, send energy to a specific person, it will go to that person. But anything that that person doesn't need, then it goes to someplace else where it is needed.
Yeah.
So it's
Thanks.
never wasted and it always returns.
This
Yeah.
background that we have on our channel tonight, it has always reminded me of the grid. That's
It
why I
is.
like it
It
so much.
does me too.
It reminds me of the grid. What kind of grid work do you do, Deb? If I
Um,
can ask, what,
I
anything
actually
you'd like
was
to explain to people?
well, now I talk about it, but in the past I did actual engineering work on it. So I um, I'm the word design comes to mind. So I was involved in designing and planning and that kind of thing. Just the things that an engineer would do to uh, to help to take an architect's work and then put it into practice. And that's the sort of thing that I would do. That I would take the design
Hmm.
and build it into a working part of the grid. So there are thousands of people that are doing that still. Um, my work only ended because uh, I
Sick.
became ill, and it was time for me to stop that part of my work and then shift to talking about it and to making people aware that it's powerful if we don't know that we're connected to it, but if we know we're connected to it, it's so much more powerful.
It absolutely is. And we all are connected.
Yes,
You could not be connected and be here on this planet. You're
exactly.
just part of the grid, as is
Each
Mother
of us is a point of light on the grid.
Earth. Absolutely. Those little points of light back there, each one of us has one of those. I love that. And I also love that all the major monuments on the planet are connected and connected to that grid, even though supposedly nobody knew anything about
No,
the grid.
because they were divinely guided to
Mhm. Yep.
build them there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it wasn't until what 1920s that somebody actually, I think Alfred Watkins
Yeah.
noticed in England that things were connected and started drawing the ley lines in England. And England's probably the best mapped of all the ley lines, I would
I,
think.
I would,
Which makes sense. I mean, he wouldn't know to go as far as he did. He really knew what he was doing. And when you look at all the ley lines that he drew and mapped out, that place is just a grid all by itself.
yes.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
And it's amazing that it took that long for someone to notice the energy, but it was the pattern he noticed
Hmm.
before he noticed the energy. So that's
Right.
you know the Nazca lines are part of the grid that
Mhm.
Mhm.
those lines are drawn on ley lines.
On ley lines, yeah,
Yeah.
they
So
are. Stonehenge is a concentration point, vortice on the ley lines in England. And whenever I go to Stonehenge, I feel like I start laughing, giggling, and I feel like I'm floating around the place. It is the weirdest energy I have ever felt. And Heather doesn't get that feeling at all. She looks at me like, What?
But you put me in the one in Ireland.
Yep. And then
That's where I get it.
we went to Drombeg Circle in Ireland,
Mhm.
and it was the same way as Stonehenge. For me, it was both places, but for Heather, that one was really
That
powerful.
one, right. And we kept getting messages the whole time we were there. Do this now because you won't when you get done with this, and then do this, and this is how you do this, and
Yeah,
so now leave, and we left.
yeah, we had all these instructions on where to step and what to do when we were at this Drombeg Circle, which
But
I'd
we
never
could feel
received
it.
information like that, in a vortices like that. But that was pretty amazing. Heather, do you want to tell people a little bit about some of the work we did on the grid and when we lived
Yeah,
in
we
Key West?
yeah, we worked on the grid a lot once we got down there, and especially with the help of David. Um, by this time, David was communicating very well.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, and you were channeling very well. So you were doing, you understood him a lot. Um, and there were times that when she would channel, I was always writing whatever she said. And she might not get to read it till she got done because she didn't remember, but it was always there. And we were supposed to, some of the stuff that we did there, Earth was in the process of getting rid of some of the more negative energy and entities that it didn't want there.
Yeah.
And so they were saying, yes, they need to be able to go out, but they shouldn't be able to come in. And so we were developing these windows where they could go out, but they could never get back in because they wouldn't open that way. They would only open to let them out. So in our own, not engineering, but in our own way, we were engineering what we needed to do there and sending out energy to make it stronger because there were certain things that we needed to protect the earth about. But we also wanted the earth's energy to be able to fill it and let that come back. So we did a lot of energy work on the grid, just strengthen it. And there were,
Hi, monkey.
I saw it, hi, that I saw there was, there was damage that we needed to repair on it. I remember that. So, and then also,
We created some columns of light
right,
from different places, from the center of the earth to the central sun, and transferred information.
yeah.
They were like, it was like they were like portals.
Right. And it was something that we were not the only group of three that were working like this, but we were the first ones that were able to make these things where the energy went back and forth between, for instance, the sun and the earth. And then it also was someplace else, but I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
But David made the first one. It took all three of us, but David was more responsible
We
for
had
that.
to have the help from the other side. We had it,
Right.
it was a triumvirate. It had to have three of us.
And you made the second one. With oh yeah, we're all three working on, but it was technically your thing. I never made one, but then again, I was told that if I made one, then the earth wouldn't exist anymore. So I went, I don't want to touch it. Don't look at me. But
Yeah, those were some strange times.
yeah, and one of them was supposed to send all the because it was made with love. So it was with love from the sun and energy, love from the sun to the earth, back and forth, exchanging. Another one that we sent out was out into the universe, not just this galaxy, everywhere. And
Mhm.
that's we had a lot of visitors come in because of that. They all talked about that and they wanted us to go visit them and build it there too. You know,
Yes.
I don't know if we ever did that. If we did, I wasn't aware. You know, it'd be after mine. But we had fortunately been able to do this. There had been others that had tried but had not been able to do it before we could. So
Miss Tara D says, but that's why it's so important we take care of the environment. Pollution interferes with the energy needed to supply the grid work. Absolutely.
correct,
Absolutely.
correct. Yeah. So
That's
because
really exciting that you were able to do that.
we worked with the triumvirate. She can say it. I can't.
Three of us did a lot of grid work in the beginning. It was
Yeah,
like
we worked
2020.
almost every day working
Mhm.
on sending out love and unconditional love and um, collective consciousness.
Unity consciousness.
Mhm.
Another way that I tend to work on the grid is I like to go in the center of Mother Earth in my Merkaba
Mhm.
and just blast out unconditional love and unity consciousness. And that way I just feel like it goes throughout the universe. It hits the ley lines, it hits the grid, it just continues to flow out and out and out. And I feel like a little Buddhist monk when I'm in there.
I remember we would,
Which my body physically won't do anymore.
yeah, I remember we were sitting in the pool and we'd be working with David. You know, there was actually a triangle in the pool, us two, and then we knew David was in his, and all three of us would be working on that creation. And it got to be when I imagined it, he was in a Merkaba, you were in a Merkaba, I was in a Merkaba. We were all working on this from our own little Merkabas.
Which is where I learned what our energy bodies truly were, Merkabas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Light, bodies of light. That's when I first found out, oh, I can work in my light body. I'll be damned. I didn't know the Merkaba was how we traveled until years later. I just knew that's how I did it. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that's how things worked.
Yeah, it's a lot like me and kid stuff. Stuff that I did as a kid, I didn't realize I was doing anything different. I thought everybody did it.
You think that everyone knows how to do it, and
Yeah.
then
So, you know.
We all know how to do it if we can just remember. It's a matter of remembering.
Exactly. If we can just remember and listen.
And another thing is we are doing it whether we realize it or not. And just to trust that what you're doing is enough is a lot.
You know? And especially when we think we're asleep. You know, I was tired all the time, and somebody said, well, it's because you're working all night too. I said, but I'm sleeping. No, you're working. You know, so.
Exactly.
So you understand how that is.
You understand that. And I have slept more soundly now that I'm not doing that
every night. Through the night.
And what I was getting was that you need to be working on your human and not on the grid. That's why you sleep.
Now that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's time to focus on Deb's human.
Yes. Yeah, because I never focused on it before, so it's
why is that? We don't think about working on ourselves like we do for other in service to others. We forget ourselves, and if we don't take care of ourselves, then
we run out of
the point.
Yeah.
Partly as women we're raised to take care of everyone before ourselves instead of taking care of ourselves. And I learned this, my son is disabled, and so I learned this when he was born. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of him.
Yeah.
So I learned then that I had to take care of myself first.
Yeah, you're no good to anybody else if you haven't taken care of yourself.
It's hard to unlearn something that you've been kind of ingrained.
Well, it's been drilled at you, and they don't just say you need to do this. They also say if you don't do this, you're selfish. Yeah. So they get you coming and going.
Oh, I like this. Remember, self-care is an act of sanity, not vanity. Yeah, and we were taught it was all about vanity, wasn't it? What bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So crazy. What else do you have on the grid? Anything else? Do you know they have found over 4,000 sacred sites and major anomalies, fault lines, magnetic lines that are aligned with the vertices and the geometric skeleton around the planet?
I'm not surprised. I'm not
4,000. That may just be the beginning. Because think of how many layers of civilization are below where we are right now on the planet.
Yes.
You think there's civilizations that we are totally clueless about because it's so buried deep in the earth from cataclysm and just like think of Rome and London and older cities, how they just build on top of each other.
Yes.
I was going to say when you were started talking about the energy and how many 4,000 of them and stuff like that. All of a sudden I got this picture of the pyramid. And then of course you remember seeing the pictures of stuff under the pyramids. And we always always, I said, well, what were those things doing? And they said they were taking the energy from the grid lines.
They were what?
Taking the energy from the grid lines. That's where they got the energy to do what they wanted to do, the communications and everything else. Because they
And you know, when you look at them, they look like that's what they are. It looks like, remember when everything electric was above ground and you had these huge cylinders everywhere? That's what those things look like underneath the pyramid. Like they were, like they were attached to a grid.
Well, like I said, because if I feel like I want to ask a question, I just automatically go there and ask, and that's what they said. I'm going, well, that makes sense. If the grid lines are giving us the energy, giving the ancients the energy, that's perfect. I mean, that's how they did things. They didn't need to make any energy. They just took it from the ground.
Exactly. Sorry, I screwed up my.
And that's true, Miss Terrell. And I tried to visit and was not allowed.
Oh yeah, Miss Carol Heather does a lot of remote viewing, and she got down to the South Pole, and they told her to stay the f out. You are not welcome here.
They had a row of tables that you had to go through, like if you go into a government, a judicial building, you have to go through lines and put all your stuff in. And, well, that's the kind of lines they had, and they would let me come to the table, but I was not allowed to go any further.
Isn't that wild? And didn't the same thing happen at the Black Pyramid in Alaska?
I don't know. I haven't been up there yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to check that out. We'll find out. But I remember when you and I were talking about it before, I kept getting no. So I don't know if I'll be allowed to go in or not. We'll find out.
Sarah says you're welcome to visit her as long as you're not in the shower. She's not in the shower. Heather doesn't do that kind of remote viewing. She goes to buildings.
Or I may ask questions, but I don't do that kind of remote viewing.
I don't think I'd want to do that either. I don't want to go hang out in somebody's house. I want to go see shit I haven't seen before.
No, I just don't know. No, we don't.
Can you remote view, Deb?
I can, but I haven't practiced it enough to be proficient. So it's something I should probably work on.
Only if you want to. Only if you want to.
Yeah, only if it resonates.
All of us have so many different skills that how do you pick what you want to do?
And don't you find that the skills are coming on faster and harder these days?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's new things going on in my head all the time. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, am I getting dementia? No.
My good friend Devaria Cook is here, so I wanted to mention her because she did not know about your channel, and so I told her.
Well, welcome, Miss Devaria.
So,
welcome. I'm glad to see you here.
Happy to see all of you here tonight. It's always fun to be in the energy of this community.
It is.
And you'd be surprised how much of it comes between the three of us to all of you, and then all of you back to us. So it comes through.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
It is a beautiful thing for sure.
Yes, it is.
So, what else do you want to talk about with the grid?
Well,
thank you, Joshua.
I wanted to say that I know I've already said it, but it really doesn't matter what you do as long as you do it. Everything that works for you, prayers, dancing, whatever it is, that meditation that that you do, that you know works for you, with your connecting to your higher power, in whatever way it is, that's how you're supposed to do it. And you can still join with others, even if their method of delivery is different.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely, yeah. I think it all goes back to Earth's being one of the only places where we have free will.
Yes.
So what we want to do is what we will do. What works
Yes.
for us is what we want.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And so the I noticed you put in the question, what are your experiences with the grid?
yes, answer us, so we'll let everybody know.
I want to say that one of my experiences, one of my greatest experiences, is that I have received so much healing energy from the community that they have really helped me, um, uh, psychologically, emotionally, physically. I don't believe I would be doing as well as I am if it were not for the help that I received through the grid from the community.
I hear that. I can have a really lousy day, and if I have to come online, if we have a show or something, it's almost instantaneous how fast I feel better
Yeah,
just from being around the energy of this community, for sure. And those of you that
And
don't know, Deb has been receiving treatment for, I guess, different types of cancer and
I
different.
have I have metastatic breast cancer, so it started there and it went to my spine and then to my brain. So that's what I've had radiation on my brain. So fingers crossed, those lesions are gone. I've had radiation on my neck, and we're looking at doing some on my spine.
Please, please, please surround her in your healing light energy and send lots of love. We really appreciate it, and she does. And I'm telling you, the
You
energy works. When you
and
guys are sending out your love and light, it really works.
and I
and
do chemotherapy. I'm on chemotherapy. I have been for almost 2 years, and I will continue to be on chemotherapy. So that always makes me not feel so well. So
Yeah.
and I was going to say, we at the beginning of the show we were saying if you put your love energy out to the grid, it
yes,
helps the grid, but it also comes back. Well, it's to me, it's like, in when I was a teacher, you had sick days and you could put a bunch into the pool. So if somebody needed more sick days, they got it because of that pool. To me, the grid is that pool. The more you put in, the more anybody else can take it if they need it.
yes.
Lovely.
So you don't even necessarily have to have a target. If you're just putting love and light and highest good intentions
Mhm.
into it, then it will go where it's needed.
Exactly.
Deb is a mighty, mighty warrior. She is indeed.
I appreciate you.
We
So,
appreciate you. We want you. We want you well,
yes.
healthy, wealthy, and wise. I love that. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's what I wish for every day.
A little spunky too.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little spunky too. I'd say she's pretty spunky. Does anybody have any questions? Let's see. What does Lauren have to say? Hi, Miss Lauren. Currently, I'm working with Metatron, connecting light energies. Wonderful. Connecting the central sun crystal light to the core of Mother Gaia, filling the entire area from the grid around and through Gaia. I love that.
Yes,
Beautiful work. Thank you.
And
yes,
I also got that you, in now all that work, you are using our thing for
Say
the
that.
energy between the earth and the sun.
Oh, that portal, that
No,
column of light
the,
that we
what
created.
we did, yeah. So that's using it too. I've known Metatron for a long, long time. Couldn't figure out why, but it's probably because of that.
Well, Metatron was around when we created that.
Yeah.
Metatron was around there, so that doesn't surprise me, actually.
Right.
Interesting. Hmm. I used to send a lot of information through it from a lot of the indigenous came through, send information up to the grid through that column of light.
Sending out a lot of information to the universe for those that needed it. Yeah, they did. I remember you're saying that.
It, whatever you do, there's so many different ways to do it. We all have different ways of communicating, different ways of healing. It's that's why everything is so easy, and I don't get tired. Thank you, ladies. I'm glad we could be of
Hey,
service.
we all do our part.
But yeah, we all have our part to play in it.
Mhm.
And that's why we're all here together.
Exactly.
We do, and it's how we all interconnect. We all flow into each other. We are individual, yes, but our true spiritual selves, our light selves, our light beings, we are all one, and we flow into each other. So absolutely.
The first time I had a QHHT experience, which is Dolores Cannon's hypnotherapy. What's it called? Quantum healing.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the first time I had it done, I experienced myself as that spot of origination with all the other gazillion, trillion, bazillion spots of light. It was the most amazing feeling because we sang creation into existence. And it was all musical. And I was an individual as that little dot of light, but I was surrounded by uncountable dots of light just like me. The individual in their own right. I never thought about how we sang it into existence. It was absolutely beautiful, and it solidified that we were all one. It just absolutely solidified that thought in my mind.
Well, that makes a lot of sense to me because music is
Math.
scientific math. It's the sacred geometry. It's joy.
And that's exactly what I felt, just immense joy as we were singing our whatever we were doing. But it shows you that we are all part of creation, every little bit of it.
We are.
Every one of us are there.
Yep.
So be careful what you create. It's your choice whether you want to create with love or you want to create with fear.
Absolutely. Everything we have is because we created it. We spoke it into existence. We made it what it is. So if we don't like what we have, we can change it.
We can change it. And each and every one of us can change it through our thoughts and our actions.
Yes.
And it's so important to realize that right now in this day and age of chaos and insanity that's going on there.
Thoughts and words have power.
That's right.
We have said often that what you give your attention to, that's what is.
That's what you create, whatever you focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So I really am much more careful with my thoughts. I've even curbed my road rage.
Hey.
I didn't say it was gone. I've said it's curbed.
Well, I don't know. When we lived in Key West, it was an interesting anytime we did.
What are you going to say, Deb?
I didn't drive for a long time, and I have started driving again, but I still, I let my road rage be for when I'm the passenger. So when I'm actually driving, I've curbed myself to the point
Well,
where,
when I realized that my soul didn't know I was calling somebody else a name, it was actually calling myself a name is when it really resonated. It was like
right.
a stream of language that would come out of my mouth. I was
That would
calling
just make me
myself
laugh.
that, not somebody else. I didn't I didn't think that would help. That's not a good thing, so I'm much better about it. Devaria has a question. I've been having trouble connecting with my angels and guides. How would the grid help me with this?
Oh, good question.
Hang on, we're gonna have another one here too in just a
What
second.
I'm getting is, one, you need to relax. Don't try so hard. And then two, you're getting the energy. Allow yourself to come up to that energy that the grid has. And when you do that, things will be a little easier. But that's to do that, you need to relax and let yourself come up to the grid
We
energy.
try too hard so much.
Mhm.
It's actually a lack of trying that gets you there, right? Wouldn't you agree?
I do
Just
agree.
trusting.
Just relax. Let it be. You'll
Relax
be
and
there.
But
They're
connecting with the
there.
grid is going to it will definitely help you
Hmm. Yeah.
well, and you
because of
are already connected. You just don't know it yet. So
yeah,
that's
you're
why
connected. You
if you
can't become
relax,
unconnected.
yes, if you relax and just let it be.
I
And
know
trust
that
your
for the longest,
imagination.
yeah.
Trust your imagination. We tend to think that, oh, this is my imagination. It's not really happening. Guess what? It isn't your imagination. Your imagination is your window into the spiritual world.
I know that when I really started doing a bunch of traveling, and I would start writing down everything that I was seeing and everything that came to me. At first, I was just so um, uptight about, well, is this right? Is this right? When I finally relaxed and just started writing down that everything that was coming in my head as to with this what going on, and I would ask a question, and the answer was there. If I just relaxed and let it flow, then
Yeah.
I was communicating. So that's why I said you're trying hard and you're not believing what you're hearing.
And
See,
that's so frustrating when you're trying so hard. You're just making it harder by
yeah,
trying so hard. You
just
relax.
relax, just
Yeah.
relax. It'll be there, and sometime you'll think, oh, this can't be right. It is. Yeah, just need to let it go.
Wait a minute before we go on to this one. I want to say one more thing to her.
Hmm.
Very, I've had that problem. I've had the problem where it just went dead silent, and it's scary. I felt alone. Just work on your shadow side. Your shadow, do some shadow work. There's something that's blocking, and you can unblock it with shadow work. And your shadow work is never ending. No matter, we're like onions. No matter how many layers we peel off, there's always something underneath that we didn't get yet, or we have to come back around to. So just try to relax, honey. It will come back to you. I promise. It did for me, and but it was scary. It was
But
very
to
scary.
help you prove this to you that you're just a little bit uptight, if you have a question you really want them to answer, ask it before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, because you finally relaxed and they told you.
Yeah, I find that a lot of things come to me first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. We
And
got something else. I wanted to go back to Lori's. Yes, we can change it. Every time we are ending this week, I am currently saying to everyone and everything on earth, we see you, we hear you, you are loved, and you are never alone. That's beautiful, Lori. Thank you.
yes,
That is
yes.
beautiful. Okay, and then Miss Tara D says sometimes connecting with our ancestors can be easier. Once you're comfortable having daily easy chats with your ancestors, you'll begin to find it's easier to chat with the guides. That's an interesting one. Yeah, that sounds like it would work.
It kind of, for me, it kind of happened both at the same time. as I got used to talking to everybody, the ancestors, I just automatically was talking to everybody else. And again, this is something that I used to do as a kid. Walking home from school, I was constantly talking with somebody. There wasn't anybody there, but I was constantly talking, and we were having conversations. As I got older, I got more uptight about it, stopped doing it, and then it became difficult again.
Yeah, we have to unlearn our bad habits. Chris
Exactly.
Barrows also says, and we can realize that some of our guides were also our ancestors. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And Joshua says, do some Tai Chi. I love Tai Chi. Tai Chi is fabulous. I wish I was still doing it. I really need to make it a habit again.
I like Qigong. It's just
Either
moving
or.
energy. Yep.
Tai
So,
Chi opens your meridians. It's all about channels meaning blood flow. If your flow of blood is blocked anywhere, it's going to lower your energy. Energy channel, yeah, as well.
and Qigong is all about moving that energy all around in your body, making it flow. So,
I don't know, Joshua, if it's better than yoga. I really love yoga.
then stay with yoga. That's
I really love
this
yoga.
planet allows us choice. So we'll just do whatever.
Qigong and Tai Chi is not as hard on my body as yoga is. Because I have hyper mobility issues, I can overstretch and hurt myself very easily.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful there. Wow, ladies, our hour's just about up. I wanted to let people know that Deb's information is in the description of this video. She's a wonderful reader. If you get a chance, drop her an email if you need a reading. I highly recommend
Thank
having
you.
a reading with her. She is on once a month with Gerald. What's Gerald's channel? Tarot Stash.
Aerostat.
Yeah.
And Linda Day Gonzalez. And do you know when your next one is with them?
I don't. We should be having one coming up pretty soon. It'll be in the afternoon sometime. And I also am with Gerald and Cleo the Seer and Val Dragonfly Crystals for the Mystic Four on the second Monday of every month. And those are in the evening.
And that's 6 o'clock Central?
6 Central. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Gerald from Tarot Stash, who we love and adore both of them. I'm not familiar with Cleo, so I'm going to have to watch Miss Cleo.
Cleo is, do you know the Cool Crone?
Vaguely, yes.
She's Colleen's sister.
Yes. Okay.
So they have their family is gifted.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Amazing.
And I wanted to thank Miss Tarot D for signing up. Appreciate that.
Thank you. That's wonderful. I'm so glad you subscribed. The next time we're on is the first of the month, I believe. Whatever.
With the Wisdom Circle.
The Wisdom Circle is a group of 6 of us that get together once a month and somebody presents something on a particular subject. And this month is Heather's turn, and she's going to talk about protection. And I don't know if you've experienced this, Deb, but I've noticed that psychic attacks have really increased in the last few months.
Just remember that the stronger you get, the more protections you need, because they don't want you strong.
They do not want you strong. They want to keep you
down.
Subservient. They want to keep our vibration low so the dark can win, but we ain't having that nonsense. The lights are they just don't know it. So please join us for that. And I believe we're going to do another show on the law of attraction. For some reason that keeps coming up to me. So I think I'm going to do another show on.
We can do a deep dive on it.
Yeah, we'll do a deep dive. But Miss Deb, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you'll come back sometime soon.
And I think you're feeling the energy from everybody because I've watched you during the show. Your color is better.
It is better.
You're not near as gray as you were when we first started.
Thank you.
Yeah, your energy level looks a little bit higher.
It looks better.
I feel a little bit stronger.
I'm
Good.
telling you, this community throws so much love and light out there. It just blows my mind. Lauren says she's looking forward to learning more about protection, so that's exciting. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here tonight. Thank you for your participation, and go out and spread your love and light. Whatever you're doing, it's the right thing to be doing.
And
Deb,
make sure
I'll
that you
see you
keep
next time.
yourself in love and light too.
Yes.
Don't forget yourself. It's very important we take care of ourselves as well. Love to all. Good night. Deb, we'll catch you on the other